All right. All right. Well, we are live and it's another Monday again. How does this keep happening?
Oh, it's the joys of life.
Things happen so fast, and we had people waiting in the wings. Jackie, hello. I hope you're here. Good to see you.
Hello.
Yeah. I'm going to hide that view. Is that better for you? No one else can see it but you and I, but
What's that?
I hid that view. Could you see that? No?
No, no, it's
Oh,
all
it's
good.
just on my end then. Okay.
It
Oh, and
must be.
Renee's here. Hello, Renee. Good to see you.
Hello.
Ah, so how are you feeling about this week, Raf?
I think it's going to be quite a turbulent week to start off, I think, for some folks, but it
Isn't
will
that what
pass.
last week was like?
I don't know. I can't remember.
That was me last week.
Yes, that was, yes, that's true. I'm recalling it now. I recall.
So tell me more. Sorry, I interrupted you.
All right. Well, are we going to get the people to kind of tune into like a number and what?
Yeah, but I like to wait little bit because sometimes it takes a few people a little bit to see the notification and to come hop on. Like I've got two people watching right now. Delilah's here. Hello, Delilah. And we have Renee. So just in the meantime, we'll kind of see.
So, what are you asking me then?
Well,
How I came up with it or the energy?
I don't even remember now what I asked him. We got five people here. Oh, Francis is here.
Good
Hello.
morning.
Um,
My
yeah,
books.
I was just like for you personally, like how do you feel about this week for your own personal experiences?
Well, the week hasn't really completely started yet, so I have high hopes
Oh,
that it's
good.
going to be beautiful and smooth and good news and wonderful energy and lightness. But unfortunately, that's not what I tuned into for the
Yeah.
for
Well,
the
I'm
weekly energy forecast.
right. Okay.
But I'm hoping
Um,
yours is going to be beautiful and light.
um, it's interesting. It's interesting, but I love what you said because we always want to start out either the day or a project or the month or the year with all these high hopes, right? And that's fantastic and that's beautiful. And we also have to leave room for the little bumps in the road and the detours and the potholes and I'm using street analogy apparently. But I
What
think
else?
it's still good
What else
to
happens in
keep.
the street?
Yeah, those big potholes. I still think it's good to keep those high hopes. Like, I hope people aren't like putting the high hopes up like bowling pins. And then when life comes and knocks them down, it's like, well, that sucked. And clearly it's not real. Instead of, being more like being like a weeble that wobbles, but it comes back to center. And I think
Mhm.
we really have control over how we think, and our thoughts are what help us feel things. Sometimes it's feel first, think later, but most of the time we think first, and that's going to determine whether we're going to think a good thought and feel good about everything, or we're going to think a bad thought and think, well, life sucks. I knew it would happen, you know?
Yeah, but you know what? I have a different philosophy about all that kind of stuff. And so, like, when life kicks you down, or you're like, wobbling and weebling and falling down, and just like, comatose on the ground, hoping that someone might pick you up and not run you over. It is. I always take it as an energy of like gratitude, because it is something that I have experienced, something that I'm big on gaining knowledge from every single thing that happens in life. And so, you could take it on those things. Like, this has been a hell of a week, but I got through it, and I understood my resilience, or this actually really worked as I'm going through this or processing this.
Yeah, yeah. And I agree. We're on the same page with that because it helps us, like you said, it helps us process it. So then we can learn and grow from it because that's kind of why we're here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And and yet still there's times, at least personally, where it's like it feels like there's hopelessness sometimes, and yet there's that spark deep down within me that
Mm-hmm.
just goes, just weather through it. It always works out. It always does. We're still here. I'm still breathing. So sometimes that teeny little bit of hope is all we need, right?
Of course. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So, those of you who are here in the comments in the chat, thanks for being here live. And if you're going to watch the replay later, you can still play along. Raphael and I both tune into the energy that we're picking up for the week. So we'll let Raphael start. So she'll be energy A, I'll be energy B. So put in the comments which energy that you want to hear or embody. How would you word it, Raph? Help me out here.
Well, it's like, pick a card, and what energy resonates with you. So you're using your own intuition by picking, A or B, which one you will resonate with, or the message for you. So it's more along those lines. And so just trust in what you go with your first feeling or thoughts, is it A or B?
Yeah. Yeah. So let's let people do that. And let's see here. Okay, so Jackie's playing along. Thank you. So she's picking B. Renee's picking heart. Is that A or B? Yeah. Let's put in the comment. I should have done this ahead of time. Next time I'll have the little banner thing that goes up. Renee's picking B. I think you already kind of told them
I
what
think
the
I
weather
scared everybody away from me. I don't want to pick that.
Yeah. What do you want? I'm kind of doing my thing here. You want to say hi? Come here. Do you want to come? No, I was taking off. Sorry, I'm busy. I have an appointment.
All right. So, do you want me to start?
Yeah, because I think, okay, when people actually put what they want or what they're tuning into, also remember whatever resonates with you in the moment is also the message you need. So
yeah.
Take it away,
Might be
Raphael.
something to reflect on if things go a little bit bumpy, so on and so forth. And it's just like, oh yeah, that, what Lorraine said or what Raphael said or whatever, that kind of resonates with this. So
Yeah.
Anywho,
okay. I'm going to let you have the floor. And
okay.
There you
So
go.
I wrote it down earlier, and so what I wrote was the energy of this week. So the next 4 days will feel a bit uncomfortable. So I know. So it'll feel a little bit uncomfortable. I feel like there's going to be a lot of shifts and change or energy kind of flare-ups. But it's just basically, it's a lot of clearing the energy. So it's like energetically, it's time to rid the old and make room for the new. And basically, so remember that was like 4 days. By the end of the week, and when the weekend comes around, the energy will be much more softer. So I feel like this week is a lot of like things just kind of rising up, situations rising up. There could be, energetic blows, a lot of maybe frustration, maybe even conflict with people, so on and so forth. But it's a lot of clearing within self. So by the weekend, you're going to have a wonderful weekend, and it'll be all better. That ends.
Well, that's good news.
Yeah.
And realistic too, right? So,
Sorry,
you're going to pull a card as well?
Yeah, a card just flew out. So
Uh,
yeah. So it's the Rose Kiss here, and it's I'm looking at the numbers. So like I just said, a lot of clearing, completion, clearing things to make room for new. So, you know, the energy will be softer, it's blooming, there's a lot of new growth that's going to be taking place.
yeah, I like that. Can I add what I'm picking up from that card? So I noticed the ladybug and how its wings are in flight, ready to take off or ready to land. I guess it's perspective, but to me, it's also trusting that your loved ones who are near and dear um, are bringing messages to remind you of that unconditional love and how things can sometimes have thorns, but there's also it's worth it to stick through the tough stuff because that's where the sweetness will come. That's kind of what I pick up from it too.
Beautiful. I like it.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry.
Life,
Yes.
Do you want to share anything else about that or?
No, I think that was my energy tune up this week. So we'll go
All
from there.
right. Well, I think mine kind of goes along with that in a way. So let's go into energy B. Yeah, I guess I'll highlight myself now. So what I did was I pulled a card and then I didn't look at it. So I pulled a card from the Sacred Forest Oracle, and this is the back of it. And before I actually looked at it, I just sat with it and I tuned into the energy of it. And what I got, and I wrote down the energy of letting go of the doom and gloom. Let it be the reminder to turn up your inner light in a way that charges your own batteries. And then I flipped it over, and it's standing stone. So it's hard to see, but it's the number 40. Is that down there? Yeah, it's number 40, 40. And what I have here, and it says passage. So I got celebrate all of the transitions of life. There's a sacred journey ahead. And part of what the book had said was deeper meaning is waiting to be discovered, and you are safe. And to me, the number significant 4 and 0. So 4 to me is always angels are surrounding you. Like if you think of them as angel numbers as opposed to numerology. And the 0 to me is that reminder to trust that you are always encircled by the energy that you're putting out. So that awareness of being aware of what's affecting you and then being able to shift and turn it around into something that you want to experience. So that's what I picked up from it. I don't know. Do you have anything you want to share about the card itself?
Yeah, well, the what was coming to me is that going forward, the energy is going to be more on stable ground, solid grounds. It's not going to crumble. It's building a foundation. So everything up to now, you've been building, 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 leading, and making way for a new foundation that is solid. So stable ground.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I love it. Actually, I wrote some other stuff down. Okay, that was personal stuff.
Want to share?
Yeah, well, I'll share with you, but
Okay.
that's between us. So we'll share later. So, did anyone in the comments? Did any of this resonate with you? Let us know. I also want to pull some tarot cards because that's how I roll to just see what else. What's how we can work with the energy that decides to show up, right? So, I guess that we're at the portion of if anyone would like an extra little message, you could put in the comments, and we'll pull a card or two. What do you think, Raph? You up for it?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. So I'll pull for the collective right now. I always like to honor the people who watch the replay because not everyone can be here live for the live stream. So let's see. This is for everybody. All right. So we have the Page of Swords. Yeah, to me, this is really learning from your past experiences and using that as inspiration to shine the light forward. Yeah. That's what I get.
Love that. Right. So I'll share one too. Flew out, and I just really feel that a lot of moving forward, a lot of people have come to the realization that self-care and healing is very, very important, and actually appreciating your heart and understanding that, to actually finally start listening to your heart and your feelings are valid, and so on and so forth, where we used to dismiss a lot of those energies. So I feel like this is the energy to kind of remember that, to validate your own feelings and your own heart and self more.
Yeah, I love that. That's a beautiful card. Let's see the comments here. Renee says, totally resonate with card B. Awesome. And Jackie says, I feel that, Raphael, that it fits me right now. So nice. Mm-hmm. Nice.
So you're going to have a wonderful weekend.
Yes. Yes. I love it. And Jackie would like a message. Yes, please, Lorraine, for a message. Yeah. So from both of us, actually, we'll pull card. So, okay. So do you have any specific question, or do you just want us to pull general? And then Renee saying, thank you, Raphael. Exact. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let's see. Let me go back to Jackie here. A card just flipped over, so I'm almost feeling like you had a message in your heart or your head, and before you had a chance to type it or come to us, oh, see, general. There you go. It flipped out. So, and then Renee wants one too. I'll flag you, girl. Okay. And anyone else who would like a card pull while we're here. So, for you, Jackie, I got the sun, which is great news. I mean, it's the forecast that Raphael said, like the sun is coming, be prepared for it. And it's interesting, you know how we know we're going to go out in the sunshine, we prepare for it. We have our hat on, or we put our sunscreen on and all this kind of stuff. We pre-plan, right? So to me, with this sun coming up for you, it's, if you're not feeling it now, it's like, plan for it. Even if you're not in that space of happiness and joy right now, plan for it. It's like, what can I do to prepare for this? You know, we prepare for rainy days. So why the heck can't we prepare for sunny days? So, oh, and Jackie's saying, this is a big week for me. So yay, the sun. Yeah, good. I like, there's a forecast for you.
Yeah, wonderful. And it's funny that you pulled the sun for her, because I received focus on the lights for Jackie. Perfect. And so it really, works with what you just said. And it's just like, for me, what I was like kind of tuning into is that there was a lot of, it just feels like there's been a little bit of a heavy energy, like debris, things that need to be kind of worked through, carried out. And it's kind of not the funnest energy that you're going through right now, but it's going to be, well, kind of like the reading I said earlier, it's a lot of things are just kind of clearing. And once it's done, it's going to be like forever done, is what I really, truly feel.
I love that. Now look at that sunflower. This card has a sunflower as well. This whole thing is a sunflower. That's so cool. We're definitely in sync this week.
Or the universe is.
Yeah, well, we're attuned to it for sure. Jackie says, "Thank you both. You're very welcome. Thanks for asking for a question." And then that makes sense to me, Raphael. So yeah, awesome. It's always good. All right, so Renee is next, and anyone else who wants one before we take off here, pop in the comments. Don't be shy. So let's see, what does Renee need to know? She said general, by the way, general reading, general card.
So can I go first? Because something's coming to me right now from shuffling.
Absolutely.
So Renee, it feels to me that you've been biting your tongue a lot, especially within the last couple of days, or things are just like in your. So it's energetically, I don't feel like you should actually just kind of froth, but I think it's like process it and decide whether or not is it good for me to carry this out and communicate, or is it good for me just to kind of leave it and let go? I definitely feel like it's going to be a good thing to communicate, but maybe like right away ASAP might not be the best idea, because I feel like there's just maybe it's a little bit too raw right now. And that's just kind of came to me as I was shuffling. And your card is follow your own rhythm. And so, like I said, just kind of tune into the energies of what has been happening, or like so on and so forth. But the trick is to listen to self, and go within, and you'll know how to proceed. And when to proceed.
That. Mm-hmm. Okay, that kind of goes along with the card I pulled as you were giving Renee her message. I got the 3 of Pentacles. So to me, this is about community, about creating something not on your own, but with other people. And sometimes things kind of get knotted up. If there's expectations to you or from you that aren't communicated, then there might be some conflict and stuff going on. And I think that this really goes along with what Raphael's saying about feeling like you need to bite your tongue. But it's filtering that communication through in a way that's respectful of yourself, in the fact that you should say it. Otherwise, you're disrespecting yourself is kind of what's coming up for me. So, yeah, that's what I get. Let's see. Renee says, "Thank you, Raphael. So perfect for me to hear that exact advice I need." Yay.
Oh, good.
Love it.
I'm sorry that you're going through that right now, but yes.
Yeah, she doesn't love what you're going through, but
no.
Loves that it's something like when things resonate, I think that gives energy to the person. That's how I see things, is when they get inspiration. To me, it's like it's energy that adds to that lightness and that hope. And I think this is why people often gravitate so much toward things that make them feel good, is because that's trying to add their energy to it. So I just wanted to share, a little of what my process is when I'm doing some of this intuitive stuff. And it's not always the same, because I like to change it up. I get bored, and I don't follow a rhythm or a ritual. That's why Raphael and I get along so well. We just kind of go with the flow. And so for today, I just sat quietly. I had some nice quiet, like meditation music on, and I just allowed my thoughts to come and go. And it was just feeling into, like, putting my attention out to what does the week look like, and imagining a Monday, a Tuesday. And I didn't get the beginning, middle, and end like Raphael did, but it kind of all blended together. And but last week it was more segmented. So I think to me it's important to just honor what you're picking up and not think, oh, I didn't do this the same as I did before. Because then we get in our head about it and then we're not in that flow of that inspiring energy. So that was a good way for me to do it. And then I just started writing. I have this notebook that it's a mess, is what it is. It's kind of what my brain looks like on paper. It's just a mess. And that just kind of helped me start coming up with things that I wanted to, that I was picking up. It wasn't coming from me, it was coming through me. And I think this is important for anyone who wants to really trust their intuition, is your energy needs to be a little bit clearer than it was before you wanted to tune into a message. So however that might look for you in the moment, right? Taking a deep breath, or going for a walk, or meditating to really clear your energy and recenter and ground, can be a great way to really start tuning into your intuition. So, anything you want to share in your experience today?
Well, I think well, how I usually do it's almost like, energetically like a download, and it's like, as I'm shuffling, a message will come through. Or like today's energy forecast was, I was driving and I'm like, what is the, forecast? And there's like, it's almost like a thought pattern. So like, listen to your thoughts, and there's your thoughts, and then there's the download thoughts. And so it's just like, this is going to happen. So when I came home, I wrote it out, and I'm like, okay, let's, tune back into that. And let me see where. Okay. And so I have really messy writing. And it's also picking up the subtle cues. And so like right here, the energy of this week, I started off. And right there, you can see like there's a 4. And my guide said, hey, listen, lady, look at that. That's going to be for 4 days. And I'm like, oh, okay. So that makes sense. And so more came. And so it's about listening to the energy, the thought forms, however, which way they come. Some people can hear them, some people can whatever. But usually that's how I kind of tune in. And then I pick up the, subtle cues that they throw in every now and then.
Yeah, I love that, because there's always different ways and everybody's different. So this is why, it's important to not just go, oh, read this book. This is how you tap into your intuition. And then you try it and you're like, it doesn't work for me. I don't have intuition. And realistically, it's just you haven't found the way you communicate through it. So,
and you know what? Everybody's born with their own intuition, their own way of being. And, as we grow into society and, have to interact with the world and with people and so on and so forth, us as human nature, we always try to conform to what the other person's doing, or how they look, or what, their process. And so we kind of lose ourselves in the path of life. And so I feel, or one of my little advices when I work with people is like, tune back into yourself, find your, the way that you do things, and ignore how you can appreciate it. And maybe there's like things that go, that I really resonate with that. Definitely take it. But the things don't try to conform to it.
Yeah, that's good advice. And I know, as a former recovering people pleaser, it can be difficult to really know what your own thoughts are, because maybe you've been so busy concerning yourself with everyone else that you're not even really sure. And I think the first step is acknowledging it. And the second step would be to start tuning into yourself more with a little breathing meditation, super short. Don't follow a guided meditation, because then you're just following someone you're following. You don't want to follow. You want to be You want to be with yourself. And that's how you start to determine what you're picking up. Often it's a feeling in your body. Not, I say often, but maybe it isn't for you. I want to be clear that it's going to turn up in a way that you want it to. Okay, we got some comments coming in here. Let's see here. Renee, thank you. You're right. Very helpful. Best approach in light. Nice. Thank you. Good advice. Thank you. Always like hearing that. Since you guys came on, I had the number 4 in my head the whole time. Lorraine got card 40 and Raphael now with the 4. Yeah, I love that. And then Renee saying, Raphael, that comes to me the same sometimes. It's a matter of being in flow without being distracted. Squirrel. Yeah. Hello, lovely Teza. Thank you for being here. So good to have you here visiting us live and in virtual. Anything else you can think of that might be some good tips for people tuning into their intuition? I don't know if you're thinking or if you're frozen. Oh, you might be frozen. Darn it. So I'm on my own. I've got to do parlor tricks to wait for you to not be unfrozen. Oh, I think you're back now. Are you back now? Sort of? Sort of, kind of, not really. Oh. Well, anyways, I think the energy of this week, I'd be curious to know how that turns out for everybody else. So if you just came on and you missed that part after the live stream, maybe hop back to the beginning where we talk about the energy of the week that's coming up. And Raphael had some really good insight, and I think mine was okay too. And yeah, it's too bad she dropped off, but we got the gist of it anyways. And I think have a super fantastic week. I will see you for Tarot Tuesday tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Oh, and she's back. Let me find her. Yay, she's back. There she is.
Came back to say goodbye.
Say goodbye. Yeah, you went frozen there for a second.
I know. I don't know.
Oh, and Delilah saying they were both beautiful messages. Thank you so much. And you are so welcome, Jackie. Like I said, if you came in a bit after we did the little forecast, like Teza, appreciate you being here. Hopefully you can grab the replay and you can see what the energy is coming up for this week. And when we say that, that's just what we pick up. It doesn't mean it's going to be for everybody, but it's a little heads up on what could possibly come up. And forewarned is forearmed, right? Definitely. You're very welcome. And thank you, Tessa. Definitely appreciate it. Any last words, Raph, before you freeze again?
Oh, I'm like, it's constantly freezing here on my end. So, no, have a good week, and, you'll get through it. And, I don't know. I don't get cozy because it's pouring out here. I don't know what it's like over at your place.
Yeah, I don't see the mountains. I feel like I'm floating in the clouds. And yeah, so everybody take care, and Raph, don't go anywhere. And we'll see everybody later. Okay. Have a good week. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Peace.
Yes. Take care. Bye.